Dude, if Luigi closes, I'm booking tickets to Mexico.
Making the move right away.
I got nothing else going on here, so yeah.
I totally understand, brother. Yeah, no, that would be. Jesse was down in Mexico for a little bit. The thing to be worried about with beach life, though, is that it gets hard to work.
Yeah.
when beach life is calling. But all righty. Well, Patrick, I appreciate you hopping on here, brother. Tell me and tell those who might be watching here just a little bit about yourself, what you were doing before joining the SuperSDR community.
Yeah. Okay. So you've heard a lot of this. I guess I didn't realize this was like podcast style, like people who are watching. So yeah.
I have some questions. I mean, there are probably people who are going to listen to the recording at some point.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, cool. All right. Well,
no pressure.
Yeah, so I was in full cycle sales for a while. I graduated 2016 from college, and I've pretty much been in sales roles ever since then. Just bouncing around a bunch of different verticals, a bunch of different industries. I guess like my first like true like SDR style role was 2020 at a digital marketing agency. I got promoted there pretty fast, like SDR to AE kind of deal. And then I was an AE there for about a year, and then I just bounced around to a couple different companies, still trying to make the AE thing work at those ones as well. Long story short, I'm just not the strongest at full cycle, I guess, especially when it's like for somebody else's product, service. Don't fully understand the ins and outs, never did the service myself, kind of deal. I don't know. Just never really made an AE position work super long term. After my last position ended like January of this year, 2025. That was when I decided like, okay, like let me just try my own thing and at least like have, you know, even if it's not working, like I have the security of like it's my own thing. I'm not gonna fire myself, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm good at setting meetings. Like that's always been the part of the sales cycle that I was good at, like even in those AE roles and everything. And I mean, I got promoted from SDR to AE for a reason. So let me just back up and try to go earlier in the sales cycle to what I know I'm good at.
Yeah.
Setting meetings, like that has value. Like I can charge on meetings. So like I was doing my own thing for a while, trying to I told you about this when I came on board. I wasn't super, I don't know, dedicated or like made a ton of progress on my own. I set up the LLC. I got an Apollo license. I made a few dials, kind of thing. But just the fact that I was like a little directionless on like, is this gonna work? Like, is there, you know, like, am I gonna find like a perfect?
How did you find closing deals for yourself as a fractional SDR and contract SDR versus closing deals for other people when you were working for them as an account executive?
I mean, way better, because as an account executive, I felt like most of the time as an AE, I was still like bringing in like the owner or like director of sales, like somebody more experienced than me, like on a lot of those calls anyway, to kind of like answer some more detailed questions, to be able to like negotiate the deal in a way that I wouldn't have been able to, because like they know what kind of deals they'll accept and what they won't, and I don't have that kind of insight.
And you can kind of have that on the fly flexibility and be able to negotiate and figure it out with your prospects.
Exactly. And like running my own thing, like I do have all of those details. Like there's nobody else. Like I know what I'm capable of. I know
what was like the turning point like that made you get serious about deciding to do the sales development thing as a service for companies rather than just go back and look for a job?
I just had made so many jobs not work at that point, and I was really, really, really tired of like the job search process, and like, okay, every time this happens, it's like this huge disruptive thing in my life, and like I have to, you know, go back on
battle back.
Yeah, it's like just like figure out this whole thing. Like, so if I have my own thing, like it's always, you know, even if I have no clients, like I know what I can do.
You're still doing the same thing. You're still introducing yourself as the same way. You're still technically in business.
Exactly.
And so when we first met, you were kind of already doing that fractional SDR thing on yourself a little bit. Obviously you had gone out and kind of looked for clients, but you'd mentioned being a little, I don't know if aimless was the word that you used, but a little bit at a loss of direction or some lack of direction on where you wanted to go. I think there were some things that needed to be improved from an accountability standpoint, right? Like you had all the resources there. It was really kind of a resourcefulness thing, right? And so I guess what made you decide to look for help on something like this? I don't even remember exactly how we came about. I don't know if I reached out to you or you reached out to me originally, but what made you decide like, hey, this is something I want to look for some training on?
Yeah. I'll reiterate it. I was on unemployment. That was a pretty big one for me. Like I was just like, I'm getting a guaranteed $500 a week. I'm like living at my parents' place, not really a ton of expenses or anything.
Yeah.
I don't mind just cruising for a little bit, kind of enjoying some time off kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another reason I wasn't making like a ton of dials like on my own. But yeah, also the directionless thing, like, yeah, not sure if this is going to work. How much money should I put into this? Like knowing that it's not going to work, like maybe not going to work. Like I had all these like theories in my head of like, okay, like if I can charge 500 per meeting and set one a day, you know, that's pretty good. Even if I set, you know, one every other day, you know, that's pretty good. And I don't know. I just was, yeah, like directionless, aimless, not really committed. But when the clock was like ticking down on the unemployment, I was like making more dials per day. Still not really seeing a lot of traction because I think I told you about it. I was having to do it manually. I had like a very basic Apollo license, so there wasn't even a dialer. So I was like looking up the numbers and then just punching them one by one into my phone.
Yeah.
Crazy slow process.
Yeah. Trying to pinch pennies, but not realizing that like it's actually costing you more in the long run due to the lack of efficiency.
It's super inefficient, super like exhausting. Like you have to like I was like having to punch them in one by one instead of like, I don't know, like with this parallel dialer thing, we can have a conversation on the side and then like,
yeah,
oh, pick up, like let me just go into it anyway. So I was like trying it, and then I was like reaching out to a few of my contacts about like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Do you know anybody, kind of thing. So my former manager at Latchel, we had a good little catch up.
I remember that. It was the referral from them.
Yeah, he I guess he's been following you. And he, like, after that call, he sent me your video and just offhand, and I was like, damn, this Hunter guy sounds like he's doing exactly what I've been trying to make work. He says 20K a month, like even if we're looking at, I don't know, half of that, like that's way more than I'm making, or that's way more than I was even expecting I could make off the back of something like this. Let me see what he's been doing.
Right? And tell us about like the results you've been able to achieve since joining the community, and really what you think the biggest impact of the program has been, just either on your skills, your mindset, or just kind of your trajectory as a fractional SDR.
I mean, results. I worked for my former boss for a while on a per meeting basis. Basically, I accepted a deal that was pretty similar to what I was like cooking up before I met you, like a per meeting kind of thing, plus a percentage of revenue collected. So kind of a case study for why that's not the best model, but it was getting me some money. And then
that was what, 4,500 paid up front plus.
Yeah, he paid 4,500 up front, so 450 per meeting. We just booked 10 meetings up front. The process,
and you got pretty much all 10 of those in like the first month, right? Or first 5.
Yeah, I scheduled them all like fairly fast. It was like actually getting them all to attend that was like the tricky part.
The
But
down part of the per meeting model.
yeah, so we're at 9 held meetings
Okay.
right now, and actually I'm probably about to email him like, hey, let's call it even. Don't pay me the continuing revenue. Like, let's just call it there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of putting that off, but it's a
Because you've got 2 other deals in the pipeline right now. Well, one of them that did close and one of them that's going to close, right?
Yeah, hopefully gonna close.
Maybe not a snowball's chance in hell.
All right, not a snowball's chance in hell. But yes, one of them is launching this afternoon on the conversation model. I kind of we negotiated our way down from 75. They got me down to 50 and I took it per conversation. But they've paid up front, $5K. We're launching this afternoon. And, you know, I mean, I haven't started the campaign yet, but it should be good. Fingers crossed. But that is a client closed on the conversation model within a month of starting. To answer the other part of your question, like the biggest part of the program that helped me was just like getting a direction, because like before it was like I was having a little trouble like understanding what I should even pitch myself as.
Yeah.
I was like introducing myself like as a lead gen agency on some of these calls, and I don't know, maybe that wasn't going over the best way. I had like a couple discovery calls and I just like pitched them like a flat like 500 per meeting kind of thing without doing any sort of like I don't know, without any sort of I feel like when you just give a flat number like that, it's like you haven't really thought this through. This isn't tailored to me kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's like it's weird because companies kind of want the simplicity of a flat number, but at the same time, like not every client's created equal. And it just doesn't make sense to do that pricing for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So the biggest thing with the community is like I mean, the conversation model, that was like a huge thing to wrap my mind around and like understand why that's such a better way to do things. But once I understood it, like it was off to the races. Showing me like the best ways to use Apollo and like introducing me to Trellis, that was really huge. I've gotten value from other members of the community as well. Like you know, in particular, shout out
All of them.
Yeah, shout out all of them. Like, but yeah,
Joseph.
Yeah, Josh Gerner's pricing sheet, like it was a huge game changer in terms of like how I'm presenting my pricing, because it's like it's much more of like a but before that happened, I was like splitting it into like a discovery call, and then like, okay, I was doing what I was used to. I was like, let me have a discovery call, and then let me go back and like, run some numbers, and then I'll come back to you with a proposal call.
Instead of qualifying on price in that first call with something custom, and then like if it doesn't work for them, we're not going to book a second call. But if we do book a second call and they show up, like we've got a pretty good chance of getting the close at that point.
Exactly. Yeah, I was losing so much momentum with that kind of structure. So Josh kind of showed me. Or fucking
you're referring to Daniel. Yeah, you're referring to Daniel.
Yeah,
you're combining Josh Williamson. Joseph. Yeah, where's Josh coming from?
I have no idea. Yeah, I remembered Gerner. I don't know why Daniel wasn't falling into place, but Daniel Gerner.
Yeah, his pricing sheet.
Yeah, so being able to present that on like the very first call of like, hey, this is based on your average contract values. This is based on the numbers that you've given me. I think this is something that can make sense. Like I'm just like putting in the numbers, sharing my screen, showing them the price per conversation, and just shutting the fuck up and like just let them look over it. And a lot of the time it's like, okay, no, I see the vision.
Yeah.
So it's like we can get to we can like have an initial number to like continue the conversation off of like right off that first call, and that's really big. That's just really big.
So you closed the first client, former employer, got them to pay up front, got them their 10 meetings, closed another deal, and then have a slim chance of closing the third one on a conversation model as well. But that gives you choice, right? Like if you don't want to work with your former employer anymore, you can let them go, which is what it sounds like you're kind of leaning towards. And then the third deal would be on the conversation model as well, but it's a little higher price per conversation, I believe.
Yeah. signs are looking good with that guy, but yeah, nothing's for sure yet.
When do
I
you meet
saw-
him again?
Monday. I pitched him 110 initially, and then like immediately he was like, is there room for negotiation there? And like we got to 100 on that call. Long story short, we're at 90 right now. I'll go as low as 80, but I was texting you about this. He also has like a little bit of an issue with the upfront model, so I'm thinking I might be able to keep him at 90 and just say like we'll do half upfront, half on delivery, and just kind of get myself an extra $1,000 that way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
cool.
That one's also the conversation model.
Last question I have for you, then I'll let you hop. I know we got to both get back to dialing here, but I guess how likely would you be to recommend someone to the community who wants to break into kind of this fractional SDR world, high ticket appointment setting, level up their outbound skills?
You have to fucking want it. You have to, yeah, like that's the first thing you say in like all your documents that you send people, and like, you know, when we first talk, you legitimately have to fucking like want it. Like it's not crazy complicated. Like you know, Hunter's gonna show you like all the tools and the systems that are proven to work at this point, but you actually have to like show up every day and know what you're gonna do, and actually like you know, I was doing like 800 900 dials a day like after I started the program, like to book myself meetings, and I was getting meetings. I was getting like 3 a day, like just like on these dialing sessions, but like, you know, that it doesn't appear out of nowhere. The opportunity's there. You literally have to like want it,
work for it. You got to work for it, right? You got to put in the effort.
Yeah. It's for someone like me, it doesn't feel like, you know, I like cold, you know, as much as you can like a job, you know, I like cold calling, and you know, I'm good at it. I like if I know what I'm gonna say when they pick up, like I can just kind of run the dialer and just keep going for hours, kind of thing. I don't know, if you don't think you can do that, might not be for you. But if you do, if you're someone like me, you know, if you you know, if you want to, you know, if you
got this, if you've got the stomach for it, and you want to get after it, then
it's a no-brainer at that point. Like I should have done this years ago. Like like one of my first jobs out of college was it was a freight brokerage, and I was like I fucking was breaking all sorts of records just off the back of cold calling. I had never been in the freight brokerage world before. Like they were putting me on like the training table and like helping new hires and everything. That was like 10 years ago or some shit. And I should have known like right then, like,
this is what you're good at, man. This is your thing.
Yeah. I should have monetized that right there. But like,
I lied to you. One more question for you. What do you think I could do to improve the program, the community, the coaching, the one-on-one stuff, to make it even more valuable for folks into the future?
That's hard to say because everybody's going to need different things. Myself, I didn't watch like the vast majority of the videos that you have in there.
Okay.
I'm sure somebody newer to this stuff would get a lot more value out of it than somebody like me. Somebody like me, I just needed, you know, we've had like a few coaching sessions that, like, you know, I've used the time available to me to go over things like list building, or like how to set up Apollo. Like I just needed like some pointers in the right direction. It's hard to say like for like just generally beyond that. I mean, obviously, like the parts of the community that I've gotten the most out of are like, yeah, just the one-on-ones with you, and like the knowledge that everybody's bringing to the table, and literally just like the coaching session, or the dialing sessions, like just this time where we're all like kind of accountable to some degree to show up and like, you know, keep each other dialing.
Yeah,
those are the parts that I've gotten the most value out of, and I don't know. I don't have like any crazy notes on like what to improve. Maybe like more available like one-on-one time, but you know, you're one guy. So I know we talked about like doing,
we'll scale that into the future,
extending the coaching kind of aspect to it. Like so to be able to offer more one-on-one time.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best thing to do.
Thing. Yeah,
yeah,
just like
but
grow people into coaches into the community. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, very good, my man. I appreciate the time here. Let's get back after it, and excited to do a catch up here in about a year. And your background's going to be a beach in Mexico.
Exactly.
All right. See you, dude. See you soon.
Later.